it can be very disturbing watching the way powerful organizations, governments work against the small people, the little people, the people that put them in their positions, the people that they are sworn to protect. They trample on, they destroy the rights of the ones that they should show the most respect to. Here's one of the most odious examples of someone abusing their position. Now, this person wasn't elected. This is George Stephanopoulos, a Clinton operative. He got his start working for Dukakis, the failed Dukakis campaign in 1984. This guy is the definition of a left-wing operative. Let's take a look at this. He definitely bit off more than he could chew this time with Senator Rand Paul. It's funny, aside, in the beginning they had Amy Klobuchar on, and she had this terrible look on her face, and they couldn't get her on anyway. It's so funny because you could see that the mic like cut in and cut out. In fact, look, let me start by playing this. Why not? We got nothing but time.
Begin with you, and we just heard John Carl say that there is some hope, Senator Klobuchar, that there will be some bipartisan support for the president's bill. Do you believe that, or will Democrats have to go it alone?
Hey guys, I'm down back here.
I was...
Sorry, Senator Klobuchar, are you there?
Look at
Okay, let's start with Senator Rand Paul instead. I think we have some audio problems right there. Senator Paul, let me be...
Yeah, they have more than audio problems. So now we get into my point proper. Please pay attention to the way he opens this up. This is a false... the way he starts this is just as if I said, so are you willing to embrace the fact that you have stopped beating your wife and skewering little babies whilst in your cups? That's how he starts this out. So let's take a look. I'll do my best not to make many comments for the next 3 minutes. Then I'll wrap it up with my own opinion.
Begin with a threshold question for you. This election was not stolen. Do you accept that fact?
Well, what I would say is that the debate over whether or not there was fraud should occur. We never had any presentation in court where we actually looked at the evidence. Most of the cases were thrown out for lack of standing, which is a procedural way of not actually hearing the question. There were several states in which the law was changed by the Secretary of State and not the state legislature. To me, those are clearly unconstitutional, and I think there's still a chance that those actually do finally work their way up to the Supreme Court. Courts traditionally and historically don't like to hear election questions. But yes, were there people who voted twice? Were there dead people who voted? Were there illegal aliens who voted? Yes, and we should get to the bottom of it. I'll give you an example. In my state, when we had a Democrat Secretary of State, she refused, even under federal order, to purge the rolls of illegal voters. We got a Republican Secretary of State, and he purged the rolls.
Senator Paul,
I have to,
difference,
and those things
I have to stop you there. No election is perfect, but there were 86 challenges filed by President Trump and his allies in court. All were dismissed. Every state certified the results after investigations, counts, and recounts. The Department of Justice, led by William Barr, said there's no widespread evidence of fraud. Can't you just say the words, this election was not stolen?
What I would suggest is that if we want greater confidence in our elections, and 75% of Republicans agree with me, is that we do need to look at election integrity, and we do need to see if we can restore confidence in the elections.
Well, 75% of Republicans agree with you because they were fed a big lie by President Trump and his supporters who say the election was stolen. Why can't you say,
well, I think where you make, I think where you make a mistake, hey, George, where you make a mistake is that people coming from the liberal side like you immediately say everything's a lie instead of saying there are two sides to everything. Historically, what would happen is if I said that I thought there was fraud, you would interview someone else who said there wasn't. But now you insert yourself in the middle and say the absolute fact is that everything I'm saying is a lie.
Well, because, Senator, I said what the president said was a lie because he said, hold on a second. He said the election was stolen. This election was not stolen. The results were certified in every single state after counts and recounts.
You're saying that absolutely. You're saying there was no fraud and it's all been investigated. That's just not true.
It's not what I said, sir. I said the Department of Justice found no evidence. Let me finish my point.
No, you said
something that was not true.
You say we're all liars. You're just simply saying we're all liars. And
I said it was a lie that the election was stolen.
Premise that you're right and we're wrong. Well, let's talk about the specifics of it. In Wisconsin, tens of thousands of absentee votes had only the name on them and no address. Historically, those were thrown out. This time they weren't. They made special accommodations because they said, oh, it's a pandemic and people forgot what their address was. So they changed the law after the fact. That is wrong. That's unconstitutional. And I plan on spending the next 2 years going around state to state and fixing these problems. And I won't be cowed by liberals in the media who say, there's no evidence here and you're a liar if you talk about election fraud. No, let's have an open debate. It's a free country.
There's no widespread evidence of election fraud that overturned the results. That was stated as well by the Department of Justice led by President Trump's Attorney General. In Wisconsin, there were counts and
Listen, I have to stop it here before I let him finish. That's an appeal to authority. Now, they would never point to Bill Barr. This same person said that he was inept, he was incompetent, he shouldn't hold the position. But now he points to him and says, this thing that he said that I like and I agree with is true, and behold the position he holds. Don't fall into appeals to authority from either side. Trump is gone now. I can take the gloves off. I love that this is Rand Paul because he is one of our only senators. And I don't mean our as in Republican. He is only Republican in name. Not that he's a rhino. He's a libertarian disguised as a Republican, and a great man. The person that you see here next to him on the screen, George Stephanopoulos, is a partisan hack, a liar, and a propagandist. Do not be mistaken.
Never studied that. Even that's not true. Even that's not true. Even
William Barr said that directly.
Barr said that, but there was, yes, he said that, yes, that was a pronouncement. There has been no examination, thorough examination of all the states to see what problems we had and see if they could fix them. Now,
I'm going to leave it there. I'll leave a link to this in the description, and I encourage you to watch the entire thing. Make your own deduction. Draw your own conclusions. Use your mind. That will be the point of these short videos. This one's a little bit longer. This is very important. Now that they've won, they are using Orwellian tactics to force the public to agree with a lie. Did you notice how he said, he told Stephanopoulos, being he said, Stephanopoulos said Trump told this big lie. Hitler said, tell a lie, tell it big enough, tell it often enough, and it will become the truth. He is very slyly inserting a Nazi reference into this conversation, and I think that's dirty, it's disgusting, and it is very politic on both sides. Remember, the left-right paradigm can crush you. The left boot goes on your neck, the right boot goes on your neck. The left boot stamps on your face, the right boot stamps on your face. Draw your own conclusions. Use the mind God gave you, and MAGA. And remember, be good to your friends, be good to your family members, be good to your loved ones. Be quick to say you're sorry. Be even quicker to accept an apology, especially when that thing your friend, your family member, your loved one has done seems to be so huge you'll never be able to forget about it. Because constant viewers, at a time you think not, your friends, your family members, your loved ones, your life, and your ability to think clearly for yourself will depart from you.